But are we in as much need as those people are so desperate? You know, we do have a benefit system, we do look after people.
Well,
can we just not look after a few more?
I don't know, but then, you know, when I'm walking through, you know, the streets of London in a, you know, freezing cold winter's night and I see people sleeping in doorways who have nothing, and I think they would probably say, yes, we are just as desperate. But it's just, I don't know what the answer is. I couldn't turn them away.
I think as well they're saying, you know, Theresa May is saying you have to distinguish between genuine asylum seekers and people who are migrants who just want to come here for a better life. They're economic migrants. You know, how do you distinguish?
When do you start assessing those people?
Exactly.
You've got, if you're going to make that assessment, you'd have to assess them before they left home, before they got on the boat or got in the dinghy or whatever. And it's a big mistake to think that all these people are unqualified, illiterate, no-hopers, because amongst these people are highly trained professional people, lawyers, doctors and nurses, who are fleeing war zones where they're being persecuted. And you could argue that some of these people well deserve a place in the UK because they've got the skills that we actually need, and they
we can't cherry-pick them, can we?
No, that's the dilemma, isn't it? And at the moment, in the last year, we only took 14,000 asylum seekers, and we were well down below Germany, Sweden, France and Italy. So we don't take that many as it is. But I agree with Colleen, it is a problem. But there are some EU countries, Spain, for example, that took very, very few people. Luxembourg took very, very few. Portugal took 40. So, in a way, you can see where the EU is coming from. With a quota, it would be fairer. So we are talking about something that on paper is fairer. But then, how do you stop people wanting to come in the first place? When you've achieved your quota, if we did sign up to it, and these people are back coming from Eritrea or Syria or whatever to Libya to come over here, they're not going to heed the message that the quota has been
I think
reached.
that's the problem, isn't it? I think most people, like Colin said, you know, you look at those pictures and, of course, your natural reaction is you want to help. Yeah. But it's a housekeeping issue, isn't it? You just say, we just haven't got the room, we haven't got the money, we haven't got the facilities, the schools, the housing. And what they're saying is we need to get to the root of the cause of why these people are going, but then that gets you into a whole other area of, is that our business, that there's a, you know, a war going on in that country, there's a civil war in that country, there's a tribal war in that country. Where does it stop?
I think if we're dealing with the consequences of their actions, of the actions being taken place in their countries, then it is our business, because it's something, their actions are affecting us, and I think it is very important for us to not just send them back, but help. They're in desperate need of help.
I think it's a case of turning them back. They're saying that they, you know, instead of waiting until their boats are sinking, they're drowning, the minute they leave Libya, we have our ships and things that turn them back.
14,000 of these people came from Afghanistan, and we intervened in Afghanistan, and so you could argue that we comprehensively failed in Afghanistan because the regime that exists there now is obviously so deeply unattractive to 14,000 people that they're willing to risk their lives